Hello there. Looks like when I recorded this using Comcast from the Blackboard page, it didn't record, so I'm going to do a voiceover. There's me in my avatar form, telling you to relax, not to panic, to focus on the writing of the essay and on grading your peers, or not grading, making comments on your peers' papers, but to not to worry about the submission process, and I will happily help you. That's my job, is to make sure that we can get them effectively submitted, and I do sympathize that it can be difficult to use Blackboard sometimes. So part of what I'm going to do here is to walk you through the submission process and to try and put your mind at ease, to encourage you to come here to the virtual campus and my virtual office, making sure to email me first and to get an email in return confirming our appointment, and or to come by my actual office, 203B in Faculty Towers, the asbestos-ridden, soon-to-be demolished Faculty Towers, and also to keep in touch via email, cmacquarrie.csub.edu, and if you have any problems, I will do my level best to remedy them. But you should focus on the writing and not stress out about the technology too much. I do hope and expect that all of you will at least touch base here in the virtual world. So I'm burbling on, and I think, oh, there, finally, I'm changing screens. I'm taking you into the Blackboard page for the class, and I'm walking you through how to submit paper number 1, which may be confusing to you. And I typically had some problems here even getting into the right link. So I'm trying to click Module 1, as you see, but it tricks me, and I end up clicking on Lectures. See what it did? Very cunning program. I don't want to be in Lectures, so I click to the proper link, which is Module 1, and then I show you various links on Module 1. The one that's important to you is there, Peer Review Essay 1, and if you click on it, hello, click on it, sir. I wonder what I would be telling you now. I guess I'm telling you that over on the left there's a different way to submit via groups, but this is the easiest way, I think. And there we are, irritating pop-up. But if you scroll down here, you've got all the group members. In the first group, I've outlined the steps of the assignment. But if you're in a different group, I think I pretended to be Allison Sweeney. And so I found, oh, I'm Allison Sweeney. I am in group number... There I am. Group number... I'm going back up. I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm going back down. I must drive you guys crazy. I drive me crazy. There I go. So Allison Sweeney. I'm clicking into group number 7, and I notice, oh, I'm lucky. Group number 7 only has 3 members. If you're in a 3-member group, it means you only have to comment on 2 papers. Most of the groups do have 4 members, which means you have to comment on 3 papers. So I'm now showing you how to submit your paper, and the proper step is to click Create a Thread, to go down and type in your last name first. My last name being MacQuarrie, that's what I type in, and I type in Essay 1. And I type simulated, so no one in this group number 7 will think they have to actually grade it. I then go to my desktop to find the essay, which doesn't exist because I didn't write this essay. So I have to pick something else. I end up with notes, don't I? I end up with notes I have about the poet to the Roman Emperor Theodosius, who was writing in the late 300s AD. He writes about tattoos, that's why I research him. Look at that, I stipulate it's draft number 1. And there you go. I submitted it, and there it is. So if you're if I were in group number 7, I'm not, but if I were, you would find my essay, open it up, and you're going to make comments on it, so that I can resubmit for a grade by next weekend. So you probably want to get it back to them by Tuesday or Wednesday. And I realize you have limited schedule, so maybe 45 minutes or so per paper to make comments on it. You can, if you only have half an hour, that might suffice. But you can't agonize too much. You're going to go through and give some good advice in terms of the 6 criteria. Is it responsive? Does it have a clear thesis? Is it focused and specific? Is it sufficiently full? And is it well presented? So you can also make comments about spelling, as I do here in a second, and grammar. But when we come to the 6 criteria, they're kind of in order of importance. And presentation is, for me, it's the final thing that you really think about. We'll think about content first. Of course, I say that, and right away, when I opened my notes, I noticed I misspelled Theodosius. Partly, I should admit I noticed that because Word tells me so. See how it's underlined in red? My first complaint is context. Like, well, who the hell is Theodosius anyway? So if this were really an essay, it should say Theodosius, well, it kind of does say that. From 379 to 395. But I'm asking for more context about Theodosius. No, it doesn't say he was a Roman emperor, does it? And then I snottily noticed that I misspelled Theodosius as Theososius. And so I complain, is it Theososius or Theodosius? Then finally I start taking matters more seriously, and I'm looking at the first paragraph for a thesis. Is the thesis clear? Is it complex? Where is it? And I don't really see much of a thesis, so I'm asking, well, what is the thesis? And as I said, the two main criteria we look for in terms of a thesis is clarity, or coherence, and then secondly, is it sufficiently complex? So in terms of a convocation paper, it would be, what do you, in your introduction to your speech, what are you articulating as the most important things for them to remember? And then we'd expect in the body of your convocation speech or your paper for you to go into greater detail about the things that you outlined or you mentioned in your thesis. So I'm complaining about the thesis needing to be refined, extended, more clearly explained. And as I said, you're about 45 minutes, I think, per paper. And what I'm showing you here is, then once I've done that, I'm showing you, I think I'm taking you to the criteria. Yeah, so those are the various steps that I want you to go through when you have your peer review, or when you're doing your peer reviews on your colleagues. Those are the steps, and then I look fecklessly for the 6 criteria, which are there somewhere, but then I realize, they're over on the left. So I do try and put them in at least a couple of places, but there are the 6 criteria there. Kind of frustratingly, they're in a Word file, but I'll just open the Word file to look at them. You could always, if you wanted to, you could print up a copy. They're the criteria we developed in the secret labs at the University of Washington Writing Laboratory. They work. And it's a way for you to think about how you write your paper, but also how you make comments. There are the 6 criteria for good college writing. So responsiveness, center, focus, fullness, specifics, and then finally presentation. So do make comments about spelling errors or sentences that sound funny to you. You don't need to know why they sound funny or if the grammar is wrong or what's wrong with the grammar. You just want to say, this sentence sounds funny. Oh, look, it did cut me off, but it's let me back in, I think. So I'm ending here by giving you final encouraging words to come visit me in my actual office, 203B, Faculty Towers, or here at the virtual CSU campus, and or to email me, but not to panic, and to know that you should focus on the writing and commenting on your peers, and that I will take care of the technical issues as they come up. Okay? So I think I'm about to sign off, though my sign-offs tend to be lengthy, as if I'm giving a convocation. If I ended the convocation, I'd say, and, ladies and gentlemen, in your future lives, because you've had 3901 modes of writing, you will go on to future worldly success. You will all be billionaires, and you will thank me many, many times. So remember, oh, it's going to cut me off in seconds now. So remember, work hard. Oh, and prosper, I guess.